everybody. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. So I'm making some pizza, and I really just want to talk really quick about some lunch options to give you some quick keto tips or tricks, but I want you to understand why I use what I use, and I want you to be okay with doing a lifestyle approach, because I will tell you, when I show you the low carb wraps that I use, you might get somebody who reams you out because they say that it's not a keto food, right? And so I want to give you an idea of why we use them and the mindset of what happens if you feel like you can't use them. But as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? It's a little bit late where we're at, but we kind of had a interesting morning. So if you're brand new to the page, post new below. And we are a homeschool family, so we just kind of started our day. We actually had a sleepover last night during a school day because my sister homeschools and we homeschool, and we can do that. So cousins are gone, we started school, we're just getting into lunch, but I wanted to show you what we use for pizzas because I'm going to throw them in the oven. Usually I would use an air fryer. Hold on a second. This is what they look like. Super simple. But where are you tuning in from? What are you having for lunch? Press the share button below. Sharing is caring. Okay, so the reason that I use these, I shared these on my Instagram the other day. Or sometimes we'll use the mission wraps and they say carb conscious. And let me tell you, I got an earful from a handful of people who consider themselves a strict keto coach or a person, and they were like, you're knocking people out of ketosis. So what I want you to understand is why people use other options or a low carb tortilla, right? So let me ask you this. If I were to tell you that you had to count, and some of you do this, but some of you don't want to, right? So maybe raise your hand or let me know. Are you strict keto? Are you lazy keto? Are you low carb? Do you just do the best that you can, but you don't want to be like all consumed with every macro? And maybe you do, and that's completely fine. But my suggestion to you, just as a human being, is never put down somebody for working on being better, right? Never tell somebody, oh, don't even, like, if you're not doing it right, don't do it. Because what's right? There's not a one-size-fits-all keto lifestyle. And when somebody puts down somebody else for eating a low-carb wrap or maybe eating a organic, peanut butter, but it's not like the most perfect peanut butter, like, how dare you? And you don't have a right to do that. So I love to say on this page, take off your black robe when you're here. That means no judgment, right? So I hope that you can come here and be encouraged to know that you are on a pursuit to better, and your better looks different than somebody else. So here in my home, with our 4 daughters and my incredible husband, we use low-carb wraps. Why? Because if somebody doesn't have permission or feel like they have to count every macro in their broccoli and they're just starting, it can be so overwhelming. If you feel like you can't use a low-carb wrap, you might throw your hands up in the air and go through McDonald's. Let's just be real. If you feel like you can't achieve this, you get frustrated, and if you're like, what am I supposed to eat? Chicken and broccoli? Then I'm just gonna be done, right? So if you have your black robe on, you can easily remove yourself. It's just the unlike button and it's completely fine, okay? Now, I am making some pizzas with low carb wrap options. And usually I use a Rayo sauce, R-A-O, marinara sauce. I like to put extra garlic in it. Here's a tip for you. We use pepperoni or whatever you want to put on your toppings. I usually use the air fryer, but I'm using the oven today. Here's what they look like. And here is a quick keto tip for you. Hold on one second. You need these to start cooking. Here's a quick keto tip. And this can easily help you. You can grate your own cheese. Here's a keto tip. I would say yes, bagged cheese is more convenient, but if you grab your food processor, which is probably my second favorite appliance in my favorite thing is our air fryer. I love this for cheese. Oh, and my husband just bought an ice machine because our ice machine in our fridge doesn't make ice fast enough. So we have like the Sonic ice, the soup, you know, like the hospital ice. It is incredible. So here's a quick tip for you. Grab the block cheese. It doesn't have fillers. Put it in your food processor, or actually I think mixers have an attachment. Grate your own cheese, stick it in the fridge. So there you go. That's your like super keto tip. So I just wanted to hop on here first of all to encourage you that there is no one diet, like there's not a strict ketogenic diet that you can physically map out perfectly for everybody and hand it to them, right? Everybody is different. Your age and your weight and your gender and your fitness level, like all of those things make up how you are going to eat. Some people can eat more dairy than others. Some people can eat these kind of wraps and it doesn't affect them, but some people have to be completely gluten-free. These are not gluten-free, so they won't work for you, right? So I would just say, like, when you're here, if you're new or you're not new or you need some food ideas, you're trying to figure out where to start, reach out, ask questions. I'm here to help. All of these, and if you're watching somebody else and it doesn't quite work for you, it's okay. We have to figure out what works for you, right? So like earlier today, we made some hard-boiled eggs in the air fryer. If you want something super simple as a snack, or sometimes I make egg salad and I put it in my wrap. I do. With some real mayo and some little bit of mustard and salt and pepper. But throw some eggs in an air fryer. Here's a quick tip. Put it at 250 for 16 minutes. Amazing eggs, right? Or here's what we're gonna make for supper, I think. The girls wanted this for breakfast and then we did not make it, so it'll probably be dinner. Anybody having breakfast for dinner? Anybody try these? I'm gonna tell you how to doctor these babies up so they're easy to eat. I would say they taste like a healthier pancake, right? Which is fine. But anytime I make pancakes, it doesn't matter what kind they are. If we do like a cream cheese and some eggs, you can, or almond flour, you can make up your own little crepes or pancakes. Let me show you. Yeah. My husband is making himself a steak in his steak maker. Here you go. We have lots of little makers around this house to make things easy. So I tried to make a super cute coffee nook, and then it turned into like a coffee nook, ice maker, steak maker. There's a lot of things over there. And a cookie maker. I'll tell you about that later. So this is how I make all of my pancakes, depending if sometimes I get the vegan bag or the keto bag, or we'll make our own with just some almond flour, cream cheese. If you add cinnamon and vanilla, it makes all things great. So all you have to do is, if you don't want your kids to be like, why are you making these healthy pancakes? Because I get that. I'll usually add an extra egg and some vanilla and some cinnamon and you're set, right? We'll have some sausage and some eggs. It's gonna be great. So as far as syrup goes, has anybody ever had this syrup before? This Chalk Zero. It is great. I like the caramel one. Or there actually is a super good, simple, it's made out of butter and monk fruit. I'll have to share the recipe that you can kind of drizzle over your pancakes. We have a guest and some dogs. We have 4 dogs. So that's what we're making, pancakes. Otherwise, we use the low carb wraps. Otherwise, that's about it. But I wanted to hop on just to see how you were doing. How's your day? How's your lunch going? Lastly, I've had people ask me about the Reboot. So the Reboot is available from now, I think, for the next 5 days. The Reboot looks like this. It's a 60-hour fast or a cleanse, but we say a Reboot. And all it is you drink everything in the kit for 60 hours. So I'll walk you through this. Actually, if you go to my stories, I walked everybody through exactly what this was today. If you want more information or you want to see an actual video from some doctors, post Reboot in the comments and we can chat. So Reboot in the comments if you want to join us for the February Reboot. We start on Valentine's Day, but we start that night. So you actually can enjoy your love day and you're completely fine. Which, by the way, what do you guys do for Valentine's Day? Do you guys celebrate? Do you not? Do you stay in? Do you go out? I tell my kids it's probably not great. I say Valentine's Day was created for Target so that you go and buy stuff. But I love you every day. We'll probably do something fun, but we don't take Valentine's Day very seriously. Is that bad? So I've never been one to get dressed up. Clearly, I did work out. We've done all of our things today. I have not showered for you, but it is okay because I'm not going anywhere. except for talking to you. So, but I do feel great. And we are about to finish our school. So I hope that makes sense. When I came on in the beginning, if you're just tuning in, I wanted to walk you through like a low carb pizza. Super simple. Can be a great lunch option. Hard boiled eggs or something super simple. Don't get overwhelmed, right? This is not meant to be an overwhelming, I can't do it. Like if you can just drink more water, work on drinking water, cutting out the sugar. I tell people most of the time, if you're intermittent fasting, which is super helpful for fat loss, and you're eating some good solid meals for lunch and dinner, you probably really don't need to snack. Snacking, I feel like, is pretty mindless. But if you are a snacker, grab a handful of almonds or macadamia nuts or a cheese stick or a beef stick or a hard-boiled egg. Don't just eat to eat. Most of the time when people are reaching a plateau where they're not seeing the results that they want, what happens? They're overeating. You can overeat good food. So don't eat if you're not hungry. Be mindful of what you're eating. Always tune in. We'll share lots of recipes with you. I just told you how to make some amazing pancakes by doctoring them up with cinnamon and vanilla. So reach out if you have any questions. If you want the reboot, let me know. Post Reboot. You and I will chat. I'll tell you more about it. Check out my stories because I walked you through everything that's in the kit today, earlier in my stories. Otherwise, have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everybody.